Today we'll be making a laser cut sewing box. I made it for my electronics, but to make sure it suits as many people as possible, I made it Gridfinity-compatible. It's made from birch plywood and 3D printed hinges, so it's all homemade. Stay with me to see how it all comes together. I designed the box in Onshape and exported the files we need as DXFs. I cut the parts on my xTool D1 diode laser, and although it took some time to cut, the outcome was perfect with the pieces detaching cleanly from the plate. For the primary structure, I used 6mm birch plywood, while the support arms and the top cover were made from 3mm plywood. I printed the hinges and the washers out of PLA using my Ender 3. The parts were surprisingly easy to print and they came out, well, good enough. Let's start with the assembly of the lower compartment. Notice that I made these circular indentations in the wood. We'll get back to this, but for now, just make sure they point inwards. I cut the parts with a kerf offset of 0.09mm so they fit tightly without adding any glue, but there's no shame in adding some anyway. Assemble the outer faces and then attach the bottom plate with a bit of force. A rubber hammer can be useful at this point. Assemble the upper compartments just like the lower one, with the circular indentations pointing inwards. Now it's time to add the support arms. Insert the pivot hinges from the inside out. Slide a washer until you feel a click, attach a support arm, and then add another washer to tighten everything. If you look from the inside, you'll see that the hinges are flush. That's because of the circular indentations we made earlier, and it's essential for the Gridfinity tray to fit in perfectly. Anyway, there are 8 arms in total, and it's simplest to start attaching them to the bottom compartment first. The printed hinges work really well for me, but some did end up breaking during assembly, so make sure you print a few extra. After attaching the support arms to the lower compartment, connect them to the top ones like so. The hinges are done. I love the squeaking sound they make. If you want to add a Gridfinity layout like I did, make sure to attach it before you attach the second compartment. It should be centered 6mm from either side. I made sure that's the case using some leftover plywood. Keep assembling the support arms one by one. Now let's assemble the top covers. I cut these out of 3mm plywood as well. Make sure the two parts are centered. I engraved some light marks to make it easier. Press the two parts together and clean up the excess glue. Now is a good time to sand the box and smooth out its edges. With everything assembled and smoothed out, our sewing box is complete, and it's time to insert your favorite Gridfinity trays in there. I love how nicely the indentations worked out. To get this done, I tested a bunch of different settings until my engravings were 1mm deep. If you are doing this, a good guess would be to make the laser 6 times faster than what you set it for cutting 6mm plywood. You can use the washer to see if the marks are deep enough. I really like how the box turned out, and I'll be happy to hear what you think. The lower compartment has a size of 6x3 and height 6 in Gridfinity units, and the upper compartments are 3x3 with a height of 6. When the box is open, it fits a 3x3 Gridfinity tray, so it's pretty convenient to work with. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more, feel free to subscribe to my new channel, and I'll see you in the next video.